All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Everyone, we're going to get the meeting started because we have a time that we need to be out of here by because Little League's coming in to do a parent meeting. So we want to be mindful of that and just kind of move through our agenda. Thank you. In the side table, we have our sign-in sheet. Please go ahead and sign in if you haven't already and provide your email address if we don't have it and you want to be looped in on everything. Back there, we also have copies of the agenda, and we have a printout that we're going to work off of from your guys' goals activity that you did with David. And then there's the event slips if you want to fill it out so we can share out upcoming events with everyone on our email list. So we'll go ahead and start with introductions. For those who don't know me, I'm Serafina Eberhardt. I'm with the Institute for Public Strategies. I'm our Director of Prevention Programs. I oversee our East Region Prevention Contract, South, and our Binge and Underage Drinking Regional Initiative. I'm stepping back in for David, so it'll be me again. We do have another prevention specialist that will be joining me, but I don't want to overwhelm you with rotating IPS folks. But Ivy will be joining us eventually. But I'm back here with you guys, and I'm excited to see what happened in the last couple months. It felt longer than I think it was only 2 months, but I did watch. I was watching when it was streaming, so I was staying in tune with it. We have our co-chairs here tonight with us. We have Chelsea, Manola, Stanley, Jules, and Jack. And then just a review of IPS's involvement. So at the Institute for Public Strategies, we're a public health nonprofit. Like I said, we have county-funded contracts to do the substance misuse prevention work in regions, specifically the East County, which is where Lemon Grove is. And the way that we approach our work is called upstream prevention, so looking at community conditions and environmental conditions that may contribute to communities turning to substances. And we organize community members such as yourselves who are interested in making that change for their own community, helping you guys form and make those connections and build capacity. So I am going to hand it over to our co-chairs, and we're going to start on our areas of focus. Just to review, we have a goal review looking at civic engagement. We have grant updates and Grooving in the Grove with Jules info.
I'm going to try to untangle us here before everybody else comes. So before we actually get started, I want to give a moment for Brandon from the Funky Frenchie, our newest eatery that came in here on the Broadway Village area. So Brandon, do you mind coming up and just giving a quick introduction and telling us about that? Oh, wait, we can. Yeah, it's streaming. Come on. We want others to see you too. And as he's walking over here, so we were going to have mango sticky rice, and I just want to give a shout out to Lemon Grove Thai, who actually was like, you know what, our mangoes are not ripe, and they do not want to give the worst because they want a representation of what they're good for. So that was very kind of them. So we pivoted, and please grab a slice of the giant pizza from next door. That way we get a chance to sample various places that are here on our Broadway Village area. There you go.
Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Brandon. I'm super happy to be here. I know I'm the newest kid on the block over there at 7860 on Broadway. So we're the Funky Frenchie. We're a funky brunch concept based out of like the 70s and 80s. So if you ever stop on by, you're going to hear a bunch of like old school classics and also some new kind of influences as well. They're bringing that funk genre into the modern day and age. So we mainly focus on brunch and our signature Frenchies, which is a play on words of a French bulldog and French toast. So I don't know if you have any dog lovers here. I noticed a dog over there. We have a dog-friendly patio out front as well. So feel free to bring on any of your pets over to the front, enjoy some breakfast or some lunch with us. More than happy to have you. And we also have an interactive mural with my little mascot there, Bodie. So it's chalk, and all the counters are chalk as well. So feel free to make a doodle or just inscribe your day of your visit. We are more than happy to engage with the community and bring that funky flair out to Lemon Grove. Oh, yes, sorry. We did our soft launch, our soft opening to this past weekend. So thank you to everyone who has showed up there. It was really helping a learning experience for us. But starting this Friday, we're going to be open from Thursdays to Tuesdays, basically open every day other than Wednesday because hump day. Not the biggest fan myself. But yeah, so we'll be open up 6 days a week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that way, just in case you need a late lunch right before dinner, we got you covered. But we hope to see you guys there. Oh, yeah. Those are really nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you and welcome to the neighborhood. The other thing I'm going to take a moment to point out, so this is our sign, for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, as our Clean California designation that we worked on last year. So we're really excited to be able to show it off. We just had a meeting, Manola and I, with the city today to try to work on placement. So hopefully we have that really soon. But this was awarded to us free, guys. We were one of the first 30 communities in all of California. So really that's a big deal, I know, but it has to be seen. So yeah, it's a good size. So feel free to brag about it. By the way, this will come with free media attention for us when they get ready, when Caltrans and Clean California, Keep California Beautiful, and the Clean California community get ready for their media launch. So that will come with a fun, free media event for us as well. So that's kind of nice. So we're going to get on to our next stuff with our goal review. So we did break things down that we did last month into different categories. And some of the stuff that people want to have done is actually civic engagement, and it's not something that we can do ourselves. So one of the forms that you picked up back there is a list of civic engagement opportunities, and a lot of those are going to need to go in front of the city council. And as you remember, in December, we had our meeting teaching people how to fill out a slip and get in front of the city council to be able to speak and have that momentum of making change. And there may be other things on this list that you guys think of afterwards. Take this list, flip it over, keep writing, and let us know if there's other things that you feel that we should add. One of the things that was not on there that I went ahead and added at the bottom, because it was not in our meeting, but it was in the Forward Club meeting, is the tobacco retail licensing fee that is here in Lemon Grove. And currently, we are one of the lowest in our East County community. So this is a big deal because what happens? Where are you going to go? You're going to try to put your store into the one with the lowest because that makes it cheaper for you. So we want to be able to encourage the city to try to raise that retail licensing fee for the tobacco. Currently, we're at $250. The city of La Mesa is at $500. The city of El Cajon is $770, and unincorporated San Diego, which includes Spring Valley, so our neighbors to the south, is $730. So why this matters is because that is what helps cover the costs for enforcement. So without money for enforcement, guess what? Lemon Grove's not enforcing. And we do have a little bit of a problem with that, of not having enough funding to do things. So I do encourage you guys to look into that a little bit further. We will try to be able to get more information out to you as well. But that is something that we would like to see change because we need enforcement. And that does go towards stopping a lot of that tobacco also from being sold to minors. And so what they have had is minors go in and attempt to buy, and when they're sold, we know that these businesses are out of compliance. And without money to enforce, well, guess what? They're just going to keep doing it and getting away with it. So that's why that one is on there. I'm going to move on to is there any questions on that, by the way, if anybody's got that in front of you? Is there anything that you might want to ask on there? I want to make sure I give an opportunity for that. Okay, good. That makes that easy. So I'm going to discuss grants because this is going to be multifaceted for us. There's a lot of grant opportunities out there right now and a lot of different ways to get funding. So all of us here, we consider you all members of this coalition whenever you decide that you're going to attend. There's nothing charged for anybody to be here. There's no membership fees. There's nothing else. It's just you wanting to be engaged with the community and make a difference. Well, that also brings us $0. So it is important for us to go outside of that into grant funding. We do get the assistance from IPS to have the printing copies and things like that we have. But we need to make sure that there's money for projects and things that we want to do. So today, Manola and I attended the SANDAG meeting for Reconnecting Communities. And Revitalize Broadway will be the facilitator for that study here in Lemon Grove. They had already identified Lemon Grove and La Mesa, and that is because we are divided by that 94 freeway. And that has caused a lot of issues. It used to be more of a flow of community. And as the Historical Society will tell you, Waite used to actually be part of Lemon Grove. And believe it or not, Vista La Mesa Elementary School that's on the La Mesa side is actually in the Lemon Grove School District. So we have a lot of cross connection there, and we have students that are on that border that are having to go that way. So with that area focus being the 94, we made suggestions on things that we would like to see changed and the area focus be increased. And we also have two areas that our table, I should say, our table consisted of MTS, MTS, SANDAG, Caltrans, and then an engineer from the city of La Mesa, and then Manola and I. And they put, a large map in front of us, and they had their identifying areas, and then we made comments and we helped change things because, of course, we're the ones who live here. But it will go further by bringing it to the community as well. And so bringing that and facilitating this program, they will actually pay us to be able to facilitate it here, which is really good because that's going to help with funding for Revitalize Broadway's project on this. And it's going to be what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to figure out, why can't we get people over here? How do we get more people over here? What do we do to make our city someplace you want to visit? The biggest areas of focus were and if anybody's like, this is outside of what we're focusing on, hear me out. So the biggest areas of focus are Massachusetts, that on and off ramp, and the way in and out gets backed up. And the fact that it's actually kind of difficult to navigate and come over. It's awful, right? It backs up in many different ways. I'm also going to add real quick, this is SANDAG, so anything we start probably we won't see for 8 to 10 years. That's SANDAG, okay? But balls have to start rolling somehow, and we're kicking it into the rolling. An object in motion remains in motion, so that's what we're going to go with. So one of the reasons that is important is because the city of La Mesa has done studies and has identified the fact that people right there on the other side in those La Mesa areas find it very difficult to just go through that underpass and come and spend their money in Lemon Grove. So, when you think of something that small and that simple, they've already identified it. She could say, we have heard exactly what they've said, and they are willing to drive much further away to their city center than it is to deal with the traffic and the problems just bringing you the underpass into Lemon Grove. So it is a big deal. Another area of focus that we had is Buena Vista. And the Buena Vista offer, oh yeah, by the way, I should say that they also talked about lighting and murals, okay? And so they were singing all the songs I wanted to hear. But the Buena Vista area was another big area that we honed in on. And one of the problems with that is, again, there's neighborhoods on the other side that would feed into people coming right onto our Broadway Village area and people getting to our MTS station and things like that. So it's a really big deal to be able to say, hey, we want to focus a lot on this. And so some of the things that we brought up was ADA accessibility for them to be able to come from that side to our side, widening, beautification. We stressed, if you're going to come in and do stuff, we need urban greening as well. I said, a lot of times, low-income places, guess what? We get cement, and we're not settling for that. We want greening. And we also emphasize the fact that don't run out of money and then not do something. If you're running out of money, come help and work with partnerships so that we can help bridge the gap of making things beautiful for us to use and utilize. But that, again, is going to bring people in that other neighborhood into Lemon Grove, and a lot of them actually have to do it on foot or on scooter. So, knowing that La Mesa has already identified some things on the other side, that really helps us a lot. They brought up one other area that we said this one is later on down the line. Do you remember what? Do we have it? College. Yeah, college was talked about, but we didn't identify anything that was too impactful right away. Most people, no matter what, you have to drive a car to get over there to the College Grove. So walking, biking isn't as big. And there was one. Broadway, we talked about the Broadway MTS area and how difficult that is because we have the trolley that comes through and crossing and things like that. So we got numbers for MTS and we got numbers. Who else's number did we get? We got two. Oh, we've been in meetings all day. Caltrans. So we got Caltrans and we got MTS so that we can make sure that we are staying in touch with them and connected with them. Maybe it was Harris. There was another one that does not have, that doesn't have a pass-through, and in case anybody wants to look, these are certain suggestions, so I will leave it up here if anybody wants to peruse, or actually we'll pass it around. So solutions to things that they have done in the past, which is a big deal. Yeah, this one isn't open. And forgive us, literally we've been in meetings all day. So one of them actually is a wall between La Mesa right now. And what they're talking about is opening that up and making it so there's a walking and biking path through there. And we said that one is lower. Like, hey, great, if you do these other projects and there's money left over, let's bring that one in. If there's not, then leave it be. Because the priority is the two main areas that we talked about. So that is a done deal. We've signed the contract for that, and we will be facilitating that, and we'll have more information coming out to you guys in next month's meeting, and organizing our first sessions of what we need to talk about with that under their guidelines. Some of the other things that we will be doing, and Helen is here too. Good. Helen and I met, and we discussed. AARP does a lot of grants, and a lot of their grants are for helping people specifically focused on 50 and older, but benefiting everybody else. 50 and older, so that counts even me. So a lot of times we go to just too aged, and maybe they're not doing stuff. 50 and older is younger than some people think. Trust me. It comes very fast. But along with that comes a lot of free information for us. So this one is a handbook for improved neighborhoods, and it goes through and discusses things that we can do to help improve our neighborhoods. We will have a walkability study and a bikeability study that we will also be participating in, and so we are looking at the grants for that as well to help us be able to do those. Thank you, Manola, for holding stuff up. But you'll notice it mentions livability. And, good, and Helen's got her stuff too. So we will need people who can help do these studies, and not just here in the meeting time. We'll need volunteers who can help just kind of gather information. Even if you're walking and you gather information, or you're biking, Jay, and you gather information that can be brought to us, that makes a really big deal. So we want to make sure that we have those. Oh, good. She has a lot. So Helen and I met, and we discussed a few areas that we can try to look at immediately. And one of them is applying for the grant that runs this. And that's a small amount, but it's still beneficial to us. One of the other AARP grants is for improving your area. So we have brought to the attention of the city that we would like to be able to provide. Has anybody, raise your hand if you've been on the Connect Main Street walking path. Okay, we've got some people. Oh, okay, where is that? Hello. It is on Main Street, and it runs along the trolley tracks. Yeah, so it does run along the trolley tracks there. And a lot of the neighbors there are complaining that there are no dog waste stations. Dog poop is piling up, and they've got some volunteers that have been picking it up. One of them is now injured, and the other one just had a grandbaby in Colorado and is probably going to move soon. So we're probably going to lose those volunteers. Why do we want to get involved? Because that is Connect Main Street, which brings you down to our corridor again. So for people who want to walk or bike and live in that area, that's our main funnel down here. And that's what we want. We want people out here on Broadway. So we are proposing benches and dog waste stations. So we did speak with them today. They, of course, have to go back and discuss things on their own. But we had a happy mishap. I know a lot of people kind of poo-pooed the fact that SDG&E turned out they had to replace a gas line through our project, and they had to tear it up. So, of course, people were kind of grumbling, oh, we just had that done, and now this happened. However, one of the things that we suggested to the city is, okay, that happened. Instead of putting back the plants, let's put a landing space for a bench and things resting, maybe art and things of that nature. It's already torn up. Somebody's already going to have to pay for something. Let's pay for it to be a usable space. And why does this matter? It matters because that is one of our flattest, most walkable areas. And for people who are older, that can be a big deal to have a flat space. It brings us right down. I can now walk from my neighborhood. I don't have to go over too many non-sidewalk street, but connect to Main Street, and then I can come all the way down to Broadway. Lots safer than me trying to traverse a lot of the streets that don't have sidewalks. So it makes a big difference. So we have suggested those in, and that we would write the grant for that and then help donate that. They are going back and they are discussing things on what can be done. Right now, one of the concerns was whether or not they had the manpower to empty the dog waste stations. So we'll have to see how we can do that, even if we hold on to it until maybe phase 3 is done, because phase 3 is supposed to have the dog waste stations in there. But that is where we want to be able to help. So having those things that at least funnel people in is a big deal. Another grant we can apply for, and I don't want to make that decision without everybody here, is actually it's a cigarette butt recycling program. And that is one where they would help us put in cigarette butt stations in various locations down our Broadway corridor here. It would be our responsibility to collect them once a month, and they go off to a company and they become things like benches and other things like that. So there is a program that actually takes these butts and makes them into something else. That, of course, is going to take volunteers. It is once a month. If that's something we think we're interested in, I would be happy to talk to people. If there's businesses who think they would be interested in having one of these receptacles in front of their business, that's another thing. You can let me know, and we can try to make a decision on how many we need. There is... Thank you, Stan. Yes, take it to them too. The other one that we are looking at is there's funding for murals. There's one specifically for MLK, and we do not have a civil rights mural in Lemon Grove other than the Lemon Grove incident, but just a more general thing. With this 94 is actually the MLK freeway, and I don't know if people realize it's a memorial freeway. We already had Reggie Washington, who is doing Project Aware. He has offered his building. So all we really are doing is going after the funding to be able to put it in. We discuss it with the Lemon Grove Art Collective that's just started up, that'll actually be meeting in here in a week. And this is kind of funny because I think Anne, I think you have moms here with pizza for the other event, if you want to address that. Yeah, you can bring them in. Yeah, they're very early. That's all right. Come join, yes. We have a lot of the things in motion. We're just now going to go after the grant to try to make that happen. So we want to be able to keep putting murals up and identifying businesses. Stanley, this is another one you can bring back. If we can identify businesses that are willing to have murals and then work with them on what kind of mural would be able to do it. I know the Borellis were interested in something as well, and we'll see what we can do to help work with them on a mural that they would like to have on their building as well. So at least we can keep going with these murals that are in Lemon Grove, and it is something fun to come back in and look at. We will be doing a grant for under Keep California Beautiful. We are now affiliates of the Keep America Beautiful. Keep America Beautiful has a grant going right now for greening. Some people in here with Busy Bees, you helped us install a garden that went out in front of the Historical Society, and the landscape people ripped it all up. So we don't know what happened or where it went wrong, but it broke all of our hearts, and we want to be able to. Some of it is coming back. I saw that some was coming back, so I was excited. But we would like to finish that off, as well as in front of the their place. The signs are actually kind of getting waterlogged and a bit damaged. So we want to write into the grant the repair of the signs and fixing that up and being ready. So they're doing a lot of things for the Great American Cleanup, and that is to help promote our country's anniversary as well. So there is one for like red, white, and blue planting, but those are not plants that tend to live well here. So we're not doing that. So we are skipping that one, but the other greening one we can write to help us out with the Historical Society. Remember, we are counting them. We go up to Tregonza Park and coming down. So our historical district and our business district. I think I covered all of the grants. So you can see there's a lot of things that are available currently right now, and you should know I am not a professional grant writer. I have no grant writing experience other than what I've been doing the past 3 years with Xerces Society and with the Keep California Beautiful and just a few minor things. So if there is anybody else with grant writing experience, please feel free to step forward and collaborate with me on a few things. That is very helpful. But it also, by the way, is very time consuming. So not last week, the week before, I was in 3 different video webinars for grants that are available. So this takes up a lot of my time, which means that I'm not available for other things, and that's where we need other people in the community to be able to step up and say, hey, this is where I can help, or I can help with this type of committee, or I'm available for this. So those are going to be really important. Or you may know somebody. Remember, we function solo. We are not an arm of the city. We are not affiliated with any other funding sources. So we are acting on our own, even though we are assisted by IPS. It is an assist. It is not funding. So it is important to bring these in. Plus projects, right? We want projects. One of the other things that we discussed at the city today was having them pre-identify areas that we can then be ready to go in and make a difference on. So, like art, things like that. So you identify the space that you wanted something to do with. Let us come up with some ideas that the community would like to see there. Let us come up with the opportunity to help fund it, and let's make a difference so that it's project ready. And that'll make things go a lot faster for us. So other times we have something, we present it to the city, we kind of got to wait. Okay, now we can do it and we can move forward. If we have a list of projects that are ready to go so that as we get funding, we can do it, that'll go a lot faster for us. So we had a really good meeting with the city, and we're hoping that those things will be able to come to fruition soon. The interim city manager will be doing a walking tour. So that'll be coming up soon. So that'll be a big deal. So that way we can identify those areas. And we include like, hey, if it's, can we paint this bollard? Let's paint it. Can we paint this utility box? Let's paint it. Let's be ready. Give us a yes. And as soon as we can line it up, we will. And again, that Lemon Grove Art Collective has started up. And, collaborating with that helps us out. Collaborating with the school district as we can collaborate with them also helps us out. So that's all a big deal. What else am I missing? Did I cover everything?
I just want to say again that you gave us all these projects that we might be doing. We're going to match those with our mission, with what the city is giving. It's not the city is saying, "Oh, do this," and we run and do it, but rather the city would like this and we would like this. They match. Let's do them together. And if we have that information ahead of time, then we can just get ready and go.
Yeah, and that's a really big deal. Otherwise, we have these long periods of stall. And one of the things, I am crackling. One of the things that was brought up at the city council meeting the other night from, I think it was 2 different business owners, was problems in that breezeway that's, halfway down the scary breezeway. And there's talk of removing the tables that are in there or something. This is a really good time for, let's put our thinking caps on and think, what can we do with that space to either activate it with people? Well, move them out, yes. And yeah. So, we're hearing that. So being able to collectively come up with ideas, you guys collect, if you think of an idea, feel free to email it to us. We're collecting things even though we're not inside of a meeting. If you go, oh my God, I just thought of this, then go ahead and put it down. Just in case, and I'm going to put it. I was going to say that. So they're going to email us at revitalizebroadway@gmail.com. So it's just revitalizebroadway@gmail. And then a lot of times I get information from people. If you text me, because I work a 9-to-5 job, folks, if you text me, and whoever needs this, you can write it down. My phone number is 619-405-1850. Feel free to text if there's other things that you want to add on there. So we have to keep communication going, and I don't want it to go out of your brain. So to me, I'd rather have you go, oh, it came into my head. Let me give it to you. I don't see enough people having a piece of pizza. So reminder that is back there. I think that is it for grants. So I'm going to have Jewel. Go ahead, Jules.
Can you say, just in succession, what you listed several grants and then talked about what were the grants?
So there is the beautification. Yeah, there's the beautification grant that is available. The AARP grant to run the walkability studies and bikeability studies, as well as AARP grants for infrastructure update to make walking better. There is the MLK grant. That is what we want to use to look at putting the mural on. There are other grants related to murals. We'll see what we are doing. We are resubmitting because we were one tax form off last open session. So we are resubmitting for the District 4 grant from the county. That will be the murals. So we already have that ready to go, but that'll be the murals on the bathroom structure and the amphitheater over at Promenade Park. And I feel like I'm missing another one. Oh, and the Sandag will be a funding opportunity as well. So I think I covered those. And then we are going to bring Jules up to discuss the next Groovin' in the Grove.
One more thing about the grants. I'm just going to quickly say, if you are interested in forming a coalition for grant writing, let us know. Even if you don't know how to do it, we can figure it out together. Chelsea's figuring it out on her own, so we can literally join her. And I think it will be kind of fun. I don't know. Getting money is fun. Getting money back. Okay, so Groovin' in the Grove. Who here knows what Groovin' in the Grove is? Raise your hand. Cool, a lot of you guys do. Yay, that makes me happy. So for those of you who do not know what Groovin' in the Grove is, it was an event that myself, in a partnership with Elevated and the Musicians Club of San Diego held about 5 separate times. Maybe it's been like a year, maybe 2 years at this point, which is crazy. But we were holding them in succession, and they were steadily growing, and they were just like a pretty fun community building event. But they also happened essentially on Broadway, farther on the south side. This is the south side, right? They count. And so I have been trying for the last 2 years to try to bring them back. But a couple of different things had fallen through. So, I was supposed to answer one more thing. Why was Groove in the Grove so cool? It supported our business. It brought us together. And it was just another event that highlighted Lemon Grove, essentially. Oh, yeah, that's important. I forgot to say that part. Groove in the Grove was a music event where we brought out several different artists for an open mic style. It really was an open mic, but it started off as open mic style event. So we had about 5 to 6 different artists and bands come out and play for Lemon Grove. And then Elevated was serving their food at the same time. And then we had pretty much not all of our nonprofits, but a number of our nonprofits also represented. So it was a way for the community to meet the nonprofits, know who's out there all at once, kind of like the farmers market or some other events that we hold, except for the appeal was bringing new artists to listen to. So it was very successful. It actually was a record single day revenue for Tanya. So she made the most money she had that day. And it was just really fun and cool. So we would like to bring that back, or I would like to, still been trying. But a couple things changed. One was Tanya had to pay for the permitting for because Elevated so small. So she had to pay to permit that parking lot, and that cost some money. So that a little bit dug into her profits that she was making. And then in addition, she was paying for tables. So again, that was like just another bit of money that was kind of a loss for her. And it was just a lot on Tanya, to be honest. The woman is working really, really hard, and I would be there, and it was just a lot for her to handle. And so we wanted to allow Tanya to enjoy Groovin' in the Grove, and we have a new business in town called, well, they're not that new anymore, but El Cata is a business that hosts a lot of music. And so they were open to hosting this event inside instead. So that would bring people to El Cata, and it's also just a different vibe. So this was our new vision for Groovin' in the Grove. In addition, we lost the Musicians Club, which is actually the most devastating part. And that is why it's been really hard for me and Freeman to grow this again, because we need to find local bands who are bands that people want to listen to, who are essentially down to play for free for all of us. So that's a very specific audience. Very few people, but I have been working my little tail off, and I found at least 3 bands that are down to play who are amazing. Like, they play at the holding company, and they are awesome to listen to. I would love to find more. And so that comes to why I'm bringing this up to all of you guys, which is I would love to create a new version of Groove in the Grove under the branding of Revitalize Broadway, where we together find a couple more bands if we can. At least one more band would be awesome, even if it's just an opener. And then, together we promote the event, and we bring it back to life through showing up with our friends, through videography, telling our story, and just creating a new blueprint for Groovin' in the Grove, so it can be something that we do twice a year or something like that. I think that this will be good for our community because it will bring in people from La Mesa and other areas. A lot of college students came for Groovin' in the Grove. It is kind of it does lean like a little bit of the youth, and I want to get the youth out of their houses and give them a reason to come out. So I feel like Groovin' in the Grove is a way to do that potentially. So that is my proposal. And so I'm just bringing it up with you guys. That's kind of it. You'll become a band. That's all form of band, Revitalize. Michael, I need someone on keyboard. Yes.
So one thing that I really really like that idea. One thing that I actually do is I primarily operate as a food truck. So I've done a couple of events, but one thing I do a lot of is music festivals. I've done the same but different music festival. I do the Carnival of the Arts. I've done a ton of music festivals, even like the Trilogy Project and so forth. And a lot of those artists that they pull are local artists who perform out in PB and different shows and stuff like that. I would try to leverage my connections to see if any bands would be open to coming out, just to give that little funk and flair. And they could bring in, what happens is a lot of these bands, their followings are all over, not just in OB. So it really ties in a bunch of different communities and audiences, and they go wherever they perform and stuff like that. I think that could be really good to engage the local businesses and the communities, and to expose Lemon Grove to a broader audience. So I'd be really into that. And then I recently just graduated from San Diego State. So yeah,
Cool.
go
Yeah.
Aztecs, right? Thank you. I did have a couple of friends of mine who are also like in not only like the music club and so forth like that, but are in like different type of groups that are looking for fun things in Lemon Grove to do. So if you have a flyer put together or something like that, I'd love to advertise that on behalf of all of the students of SDSU as well to come out.
That is music to my ears. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hold on. I think we got to get the mic over. Laura.
Where am I going?
It's for the people. It's for people
It's
at
for
home.
people online.
That's okay. Anyway, when you're saying grooving in the grove, what hits me is we have this beautiful little grove in Treganza Park that has all these lemons in it, and we could set up tables and things in there and just do something like that too, instead of somebody actually having to take the like your friend at the coffee the
Elevated.
yeah,
Yeah.
she had to that cost her, but then we could have a food truck or something like that. That would be something that then it would be actually grooving in the grove.
I love that.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a different idea, but I do like that angle.
Yeah, it's an idea.
Yeah. And it would be outside, which would be
There
nice.
are no bad ideas.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? And it's only because we're streaming, so our audience online can hear.
And like I said, with the food trucks, I love that idea. I know a couple of owners, like Food Truck Connector and stuff like that, that look out for a bunch of events and stuff like that, as well as personally other food trucks through the scenes. I was also a part of the City Heights Community Economic Development Program. So we help with like the Miko development, as well as like helping like people start off with like street vending and food trucks and stuff. So if we would like to have a bunch of food trucks pull up, I can leverage my connections to try to get that going. And they're very unique as well. So I would really go for that.
food
Okay,
truck.
so I'll add into that Brandon, because this is Brandon's first time, so that's okay. One of the things that we were talking about was, have you been behind your business and seen the murals that are behind the businesses? Okay. Awesome. And then talk to me too, because if we write these grants, we might be able to help with that. Yeah, so that's where that reciprocal stuff kind of helps. So we did bring up to the city, for everybody who's been here, I want to do a food truck event back there in that parking lot where all of the murals are. It's eclectic, it's fun, it's a little more lively. So we did bring that up to the city today as well, so that we can see what we need to do to move forward with that event. And our interim city manager, when he is out doing his walking tour, will go back there and look at that as well, because that is something we want to bring. It's already got the backdrop.
I think I'm getting the notification that we need to.
Okay. We want Stanley to be able to talk real quick. And so, 7:14. We're okay. We got time. You want to go up front or you want to stand here?
Here's fine. So the business group is having a mixer at the end of the month, It's going to be on February 26th at 6 p.m. at the Borelli's, I believe. This is going to be our first business mixer, and oh, he has the flyer too. Great. Um, so the business group is going to start meeting twice a month. We're going to have a mixer at the end of the month, and then the second Wednesday of each month is going to be our actual business meeting. And the business meeting is going to be here at the neighborhood, and then the mixers are going to be at the Borelli's. I don't know if we have anything else to discuss. Oh, so the Borelli's address is 7895 Broadway, Lemon Grove Avenue, or Lemon Grove, California, 91945. Yeah. But if you don't know, it's right in the middle of Broadway if you don't know.
Which is just another good opportunity for us to be able to engage with various business entities. So that's another reason why that is important. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know we're a little more rushed than we normally are. I want to give opportunity for people to be able to chat and things like that after as well. So, yes.
With some of these events, I work with the school district. With some of these events, I work with the school district. My department is a family and community engagement. We sponsor and fund opportunities, so I think it would be a good idea for organizations like us, right, who have the funds, who want to do engagement, to not have to do the work, but pay somebody to do the work. We can put our name on it, and our families are engaged, right? So I would implore us to, use family and community engagement and other departments in the school district to help that community engagement initiative.
We need to just have our meeting and sit down, Joe. We've been trying, and we're just both so busy. Is there anything else that people have questions on for tonight, that people want to ask about, that anything else on there?
When you're talking about the art collective, I'll be attending a meeting for the arts for the East County. There's a big meeting for the entire county about arts engagement. So I'll be going to that, and that's up in Escondido at I think that's the 24th or something like that. And so it's going to be a meeting. So, we had that incredible art show with the school district, which was just amazing. And so we'll continue that. And then we'll be starting our essay contest with the school district also. So that's, some of the things that everybody can enjoy. So.
And we want to bring that school art thing onto an art walk down Broadway. So that is one of the other things that we want to work with. Because you have your students out here and you have your students engaged, your parents are going to come too. And if we can have it held at multiple businesses, you're walking, you're strolling, you're seeing things. So we will be working on that as well. Which way? Jules, you're so short, I didn't notice you.
There's a lot of short people in here. I'm not the only one. I'll keep this really brief because I'm always plugging away at this. But I just wanted to let everyone know, because I know we used to do announcements about events and everything at the end of this meeting, but then we aren't doing that anymore. We have the slips. Everyone, we have the slips. I also want you guys to know that I have started posting all the events, like the calendar on Lemon Grove Happenings on the Facebook group in the featured section. So if anyone knows where that is, that's there. There's also the Lemon Grove Forward Club, who does a monthly e-blast. So just letting everyone know that there is calendars sort of forming currently.
Yes. And then with our last few minutes, one of the things I want to run past is, so we did our Bites on Broadway on Saturday. Raise your hand if you participated in Bites on Broadway. Serafina missed it. No, she wasn't here with us, so that's okay. Yeah. So we did it on a Saturday, which was a little bit different. We were promoting the activities in heart health, and so did a little bit of a collaboration, making sure people knew that there was the Saturday morning activities, and just trying to encourage people to be active for heart health awareness. that was a Saturday one. We don't normally do that. We normally do Sunday, and we normally do that quarterly. I'd like to see a show of hands, and you're going to help pay attention to how many. Who would like to see it done on Saturday instead of Sunday, if there's a show of hands? Okay. If Bites on Broadway, if people would like to see it on Saturday, or instead of Sunday, and raise your hand if you like the Sunday Bites on Broadway. And some of you guys could probably go either way. You don't really care and you don't have a preference. And just to get an idea if you're new here today, so Bites on Broadway is our way of encouraging the community to come out and support a business in our Broadway corridor that we're focused on. So that would count our the bistro, the Lemon Grove Bistro, the other side, the Grove Grinder, Cotijas, and then working our way down this way. So Lemon Grove Cafe, because they're just that block off, and then all the way down to Charlie's. And we've done it different ways. We've done it where we promote breakfast on Broadway, brunch, lunch, breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, or then like any time of day. Do people like it where it's flexible for all day, like you just pick a time and it's easier for you? Or, and let's do a show of hands for that one. Any time of day and you're just supporting a business? Okay, I'm just going to say that's majority rule, so we're just going to go with that. Yeah, whenever you get there, whatever works. Okay, which is good, because the reason I'm asking and wanted to know is because now we're going to be putting out a flyer and dropping it off at the restaurant. So Brandon, you will get one. That will list out the rest of our dates for the rest of the year. And that's going to give an opportunity if somebody wants to do something a little bit special at their restaurant, and you come in and you say, hey, I'm here for Bites on Broadway, or as I call it, Bob. I'm here for Bob. So if you're supporting the Bites on... yeah. If you're supporting Bites on Broadway, and you go in there and you say it, if they want to give a little something special for it, we're going to have that identifier. So we just wanted to make sure, because that'll go out ahead of time. Is there anything else from anybody? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and remind you that our next meeting is March 18th. And our meeting after that is April 15th. March 18th, we are working on having somebody from the Health and Human Services come in and speak about the building that they're doing, they are moving into on Golden and Lemon Grove Avenue, and what their facility will be doing and how they're going to be running things, the old Union Bank building. Yeah, so we are working with them for that, and then we will have time to start the introduction of exactly how things will run for the Sandag survey. And with that, we are ending our meeting. We're going to make sure you guys have enough time to clean up, though I would like for each co-chair, if you guys can come up so we can get a picture with our sign. Yeah. So just at least for that, for co-chairs, thank you guys so much. If you didn't grab a piece of pizza, remember it's from Giant Pizza next door. If you just want to try it and it's not on your dime, feel free to grab a slice.